Here's the top stories for September 5th. President Marcos signs a law liberalizing long-term land leases for foreign investors. Victims oppose ex-President Duterte's bid for release, citing fears of reprisals. The Malacanang bears unfinished works on Philippine Film Heritage Building under the Discaya firm. Gaza says a low-pressure area has formed west of Northern Luzon. Pope Leo and the Vatican insist on a two-state solution to end Gaza war during meeting with Israel's president. President Marcos has signed into law Republic Act No. 12252, amending the Investors Lease Act to allow foreign investors to lease private lands in the Philippines for up to 99 years, under stricter safeguards and accountability measures. The new measure, approved on September 3rd, aims to encourage foreign investments while ensuring a stable environment for foreign investors by making lease contracts more reliable. It also adopts a flexible and dynamic policy on the granting of long-term leases on private lands to foreign investors for the establishment of industrial estates, factories, assembly or processing plants, agro-industrial enterprises, land development for commercial use, tourism, agriculture, agroforestry, ecological conservation, and other similar priority productive endeavors. Victims in the International Criminal Court proceedings against former President Rodrigo Duterte have urged judges to keep him in detention, warning that his release could endanger their safety and undermine the trial. In a redacted public filing submitted by the Office of Public Counsel for Victims, participants in the case opposed Duterte's renewed request for interim release. They stressed that allowing him to walk free, even under conditions, would expose them to reprisals from his supporters in the Philippines. The filing added that Duterte continues to wield considerable influence and now has access to evidence, including the identities of prosecution witnesses, factors that heighten risks of intimidation and obstruction. The Malacanang revealed that the construction of the Philippine Film Heritage Building in Intramuros, Manila, was supposed to be completed on Thursday, September 4th, but it was instead found incomplete, bearing several structural issues. Palace Press Officer and Communications Undersecretary Claire Castro said during an inspection that poor structural design and incomplete works were observed in the building. The project's contract price was 107,983,128 pesos and 81 centavos. It officially started in December 2024 and was expected to be completed on September 4th, 2025. The contractor was Great Pacific Builders and General Contractor Incorporated, a firm owned by the Discayas. The cloud cluster being monitored over the West Philippine Sea developed into a low-pressure area on Friday morning, September 5th, said the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration. Earlier today, the LPA, located 85 kilometers west-southwest of Sina, Ilocos Sur, has a medium chance of developing into a tropical depression within the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, Pagasas at the southwest monsoon, or Habagat, is bringing cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms over Metro Manila and other parts of Luzon. Pope Leo XIV and his top diplomats told Israel's president on Thursday that a two-state solution was the only way out of the war, as the Vatican called for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, the release of all hostages, and entry of humanitarian aid to famine-stricken Palestinians there. The Vatican issued an unusually detailed statement following Leo's meeting with Israeli President Isaac Herzog, who also met with the Vatican Secretary of State Cardinal Pietro Parolin and Foreign Minister Archbishop Paul Gallagher. The Vatican has tried to maintain its tradition of diplomatic neutrality throughout the war, calling for the return of hostages while denouncing Israel's attacks against civilians in Gaza. But both Pope Francis before and Leo since his election in May have voiced mounting outrage at Israel's actions in Gaza, with the late Pope calling for an investigation to determine if they constituted genocide. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.